Hello, guys. This is Connie Bloom from Electric Boys, and you're watching CMS TV.
All right, we have our first guest on the line. We love him. He went to all 162 Guardians games last year.
Oof, that's a lot.
That's a lot. He took some shit for it because a lot of people said that he was bad luck. I'll ask him about that. But I don't think that. He's a good kid, good guy, I should say. I've known him since he was a kid. Let's see what he's up to today. Peter Knab. Peter Knab, how are you, my friend?
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's up, Peter?
We are good.
Good. I appreciate you having me on. It's amazing to think back to last season, and it was a wild ride, but I was able to pull off all 162. Thanks to so many people making it possible. I have to mention this every time I have the opportunity. It would have been impossible without all the support that I received. So I'm very grateful for all that.
First and foremost, how are you feeling, Peter?
I'm feeling good. I needed an off season. I definitely needed an off season. I was thinking about this. That there are very few people that get to experience a baseball season quite like I did last year. Typically it's just the people that are in the that are on the official travel party, which is a very small group of people, and so I definitely needed I definitely needed an off season.
Let's look at it this way, Peter. You actually traveled harder,
yes,
more difficult than the players, coaches, and everybody else. Because
I appreciate that.
We're stuck on planes. You were stuck in some hotels that were ripping you off. You were stuck in places that they weren't staying, and on planes that they weren't flying on. So you actually had it rougher than those guys did, which is awesome. You did a great job. So congratulations.
Well, I appreciate that. It was a grind, but it was one of those things where like it was sort of it was a marathon mentality, because I said at the beginning of the season I'm going to do 162 no matter what, and I had a couple chairs. My chair broke a couple different times throughout the season, and so that was pretty chaotic. I can give you a couple short stories in particular that were pretty crazy in regards to our travel schedule. So one of the toughest turnarounds was when we were playing the Mets at Citi Field in New York, which was a Sunday night game, and that weekend in New York, my smart drive motor for my chair stopped working on me. And then I had to fly at 6 a.m. after a Sunday night game to get back for a 6 p.m. game at home the next night. So that was pretty crazy.
That is crazy.
and then the next crazy circumstance like that I had was we had a Sunday afternoon game at Wrigley that turned into a Sunday night game because we had a 5-hour rain delay, and so during the 5-hour rain delay, I changed my flight to the next morning, and I had a chair issue after that game, and so I was trying to figure that out after I landed like 4 hours before game time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean it was quite a grind, but it was a grind that I enjoyed. I enjoyed it because it was difficult, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So then you started going to Cavs games. You went to Browns games. You even went to the Browns playoff game in Texas.
That was one I wish I had back. That was that was
a little bit of money there, Peter.
Yeah.
They robbed you. You know that. You should sue the Browns because they robbed you.
Yeah, well, Well, if I have a case, then every fan has a case for the last 20 years. So, I, but yeah, I still, because a lot of people were asking me throughout the season, uh, with the season outcome, the way the season went, do you have any regrets doing it because of how the season turned out? And I just say, regardless of how the season turned out, I got to do something that very, very few people get to do, and I'm so grateful for that opportunity. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. I enjoyed it because it was difficult, right? I enjoyed it because it was because it was something that I achieved that was extremely difficult, and I enjoyed the hell out of it, and I got to
Yep.
the final weekend in Detroit. I was really cool because it was not only I mean, it was Tito's final games,
Sure.
which was really cool, and then it was also Miguel Cabrera's final games as he retired. So just from a baseball perspective, that was really cool, So I got to see a lot of really cool things along the way.
Now you travel by yourself, don't you?
Yes, I do, and it's um, and and it's pretty crazy. I mean, I have to do so much planning around that stuff that it's not just about showing up at a ballpark. It's all the stuff that goes into all the travel that's
Now,
really intense.
now I'm going to
There's
interrupt you real quick, Peter. Chris, this guy, we had him on the show back in the early days of the Seth Williams show when Mike Juselka was on
Mike.
there,
Right.
and Peter came out to the studios,
Wow.
and on we left. It was like 8 o'clock or whatever. We were done with the show, and Mike is driving back into the highway or whatever, and poor Peter is in his chair going down that road that leads down towards the highway and stuff. And we're like, and Mike is like, "Why, Peter? What are you doing?" And Peter apparently missed a bus or something like that. Couldn't get on another one. He's got to get to another stop to get to
Jeez.
another bus. And so Mike ended up, thank God, taking him to where he needed to go. But
Sure.
this guy travels by himself and kicks ass and does
Yeah.
whatever he has to do to be where he wants to be.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny towards the end of the year. One of the biggest questions I got asked was, you know, or it wasn't really a question. It was just kind of an assertion of, it must be nice to be, to be that rich to be doing this. And I tell people so many times, no, like the reason I was able to do this was because of people's support. And I was not staying at the Ritz Carlton. I was doing whatever I had to do
Yeah.
to make it work, and it was made possible by so many. So I've been asked by a lot of people, what are my plans for this upcoming year?
Yes, that's what I was going to ask you.
Yes. What are my plans for this upcoming year? And uh, I'm not going to do um, I'm not going to do 162. I mean, would I like to? Hell yeah, but realistically, I will not be doing 162. But what I will be doing is I've got 4 ballparks left that I have not been to yet, uh, and we go to all 4 of them this year. So that would be Atlanta, Miami, Milwaukee, and Philadelphia. So I'm trying to go. I'm trying to go to those 4 at a minimum, and then there are a few other ballparks I have circled, like Dodger Stadium, for example. I want to get back out to Dodger Stadium because I really enjoy Dodger Stadium so much. There is some travel. There's some travel that I want to do. I'm thinking about doing. I'm thinking about trying to do the first road trip because I I just feel like keeping the momentum going if I can. So
When are you heading out to Arizona?
I'm flying out to Arizona at I've got a 7:30 a.m. flight on Saturday morning, so I'm going to be up early Saturday morning and flying Saturday morning. I considered flying Friday night, but I found a flight Saturday morning to save a night of hotel. So that's going to be a long day because we got the I got the flight in the morning and then the first game at 1 o'clock in Goodyear on Saturday. So that'll be fun. I'll be posting videos, putting together highlights. I'm looking forward to the first hammy home run call of the spring. That'll be fun. I'll make sure to post that and other stuff. So,
Sure. Are you excited about the team and the new coach and all that?
yes, I am. I'm really interested to see kind of with a new kind of young with a new young excuse me with a new young manager, a new guy that's that's got a clean slate with a lot of these players. I mean, I think Tito obviously left a very a big footprint on the organization, and his legacy is one that will be remembered forever in Cleveland baseball. But I'm looking forward to seeing what Stephen Vogt can do in terms of just providing a new, fresher face kind of in that dugout and kind of giving these players a fresh start. I think a lot of the players are looking to get back at it. I mean, you saw that with Jose. He was coming back to spring training early. He showed up at spring training early to get some extra workouts in. So I think yes, it was a disappointing season last year, but I think one thing a lot of people forget about last season was the Guardians. The Guardians played in 57 58, I think, one-run games. So 58 of their games were decided by one run, and so in terms of the competitiveness of their games, I don't think they're as far away as a lot of people might think based on the record. I mean, obviously, the bullpen is going to be something that'll be interesting to see. But
Let's be honest, Peter. If they would have changed their name, the Indians and the ghosts of the Indians would have been on the side of the team, and we would have won those one-run games. I mean, let's just be honest.
yeah, well,
I know you can't say that, Peter.
I'm gonna stay clear of the name.
I know.
I will say that. I will say this. When it was first announced, I felt like a lot of people did, and then as time went on, I've adjusted to it. I mean, I think one of the main things I'm used to is, I mean, one of the fundamental things that I do on a daily basis, on a trip by trip basis, is I adjust, right? So I understand the people that felt that way about the name change, but at the same time, I've adjusted, and obviously I've attended a lot of Cleveland baseball games.
And the Guardians have been very good to you as an
Yes, they have.
organization, and
Of course.
and that's very cool. And I'm very proud of them for taking care of you as well. So I'm looking forward to you being, keeping us updated on this season. I think it's going to be awesome. I think you're a good ambassador to the game. I think your posts that you put on Facebook and everything are fun to take a look at. Can people donate to you if they're going to continue your journey? Where can they donate?
Yes, they can. I will be posting that link again on my Facebook page in a matter of seconds here. But it's Rolling with Cleveland. If they look up Rolling with Cleveland, they can. If they look up Rolling with Cleveland 2024, they'll find the 2024 season GoFundMe for this year, and they'll see. And one thing to note about that goal on the GoFundMe, that goal that's listed on the GoFundMe could theoretically get me to all 162. I'm not anticipating doing 162. realistically, excuse me. But I would like to do, as I mentioned, a few trips, and every bit of support goes a long way. If you throw in $20, I'm gonna use that $20 right. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not staying at the Ritz Carlton. I'm not. I'm not wasting any money here. I've got the attitude of I'd rather go on 10 different trips. Uh, I'd rather go on 10 different trips at the Motel 6 than 2 trips at the Ritz Carlton. So
There you go.
you know,
So somebody said that we should get you a drum for every home game, so you can make it like John Adams. I think because it would be kind of difficult to have you rolling around. I'm a wheelchair guy myself at times, so
yes,
it'd be difficult to roll around with a drum. So I think what would be really sweet, though, hear me out here, Peter.
yes,
You get like a speaker, and you put it on your chair, and it plays like a clip on like a repeat of John Adams. So when you're strolling through the park, people hear a John Adams drum beat going with you.
yeah. That would be so awesome. I was thinking about John Adams throughout this journey last season, and he was certainly an inspiration for what I was doing. I was there were times last season, just because of the chaos of the travel schedule, where I'm kind of thinking, like, boy, what did I get myself into? But I just kept going, and one of the reasons was John Adams, and so I certainly have a ton of respect for what John Adams did, and I've got a lot of games to catch up to him, but I'm on my way there. So
I'll tell you what, I love you, Peter. I've known you since for a very long time, and you were doing sled hockey and all that kind of stuff. I've been in some of those games with you, and
Yep.
You're an inspiration to me when I had my health issues, and you're a positive person and a great person, and I love the fact that you did the all 162 games, and I know that we all wish you the best this year and whatever you're doing. So keep us
Thank-
posted on everything. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And let me say one other thing. I was thinking about throughout the season. I was kind of thinking about kind of imagine what Triv would say if he knew what I was doing, because he obviously loved the game of baseball, and I was kind of thinking about his love for the game of baseball, and he used to play that thing over and over again about enjoying the baseball season like a 4-course meal.
Yeah.
Baseball season should be experienced like dining out. I enjoyed every little experience of the season. I got to go on a motorized wheelchair on the beach in Santa Monica. I got to do all kinds of crazy things, and that was all made possible by the people that supported me at the GoFundMe link. If you want to continue to support the journey, I would appreciate it. But I just want everybody to know that I was and I am thankful for all the support that I have received. Thank you guys very much.
We encourage everybody to donate to this year, and we look forward to seeing your posts on Facebook. Peter Knab, Knab.
Yes.
And look him up on Facebook. Follow him on his journey. I think it's going to be great. And we'll check in with you throughout the year and see how you're doing. All right, Peter?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right,
Peter, you're the best. We will talk to you soon. All right, my friend?
Thank you. All right.
Thank you. All right, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That right there is Peter Knab. Peter Knab is a good man. He's a good dude. Again, I've known
Yeah,
that
he is.
kid for
Dude,
a lot of years.
I don't know. Look, I don't know that I could do 162 games. Honestly, there'd be middle of the season. I'd be like, no thanks.
The most exciting and most talked about show today is Chris Aiken Presents. If you like great interviews, real road stories, and more, then Chris Aiken, Eric Ferentinos, and their cast of characters have the show that you need to watch. Catch the show live on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern at chrisaiken.net, CMS TV, Wowza TV, Rumble, and X. There's always lunacy happening on Chris Aiken Presents.